trust in me, and you will find. And time goes by so naturally while you receive infinity.
Okay, Aquarius, here is your spirituality reading for the Halloween season of 2024. So we'll get right into things here. We're starting with the Pulp Tarot. I'll shuffle your cards, and when I acknowledge the chaos, it settled down. So we may be in denial of some kind of chaos around us, or we may not want to look at something that is creating chaos around us. So we'll see how this fits into the whole reading here. And this energy could run a month or two. I'm hoping just before Christmas I'll put out another set of readings here. We'll see how it goes. So the first card we have is the King of Pentacles. So somewhere this may be an energy you're striving to attain, or I feel like the graphic on this card is someone has their eye on you. There may be a King of Pentacles has your eye on you and is looking at you intently. I feel like it's just a neutral. I don't know if you're creating chaos and they're watching, or if it's the other way around. I feel like the energy from this king, I feel like it's someone outside of you. And the energy from this king is kind of like, I don't know about this Aquarius. I'm confused. I have no investment. There's no emotional investment. It's just almost like looking at this Aquarius for some reason or other. See if this comes out in the reading. Next card. And again, this is of the past, right? It can be past energy that we're moving away from. Yeah. And also this king is looking to our past. The first card on the table. So it has the most energy that's laid here, but nonetheless, as we move into the present, the Pulp card there is the Tower. Here's the chaos. This is interesting because this is right now. The chaos is hitting right now. So the Tower is hit. That means there might be a truth that has been exposed. Well, right? The King of Pentacles in our past. The Tower is right here, right now. This could be about, they said realignment, but the sense, yeah, the Tower comes in when we refuse to look at things in the proper manner. It comes to blow things up and realign things. And even though it could come off as being a catastrophe or some kind of drastic change, it can be destructive. It can come off destructive, or it can come off shockingly positive. It all depends on the rest of the cards, right? But the sense here is truth is what they're giving me. It's the highest paramount thought here is the truth. There's a truth that come to light here that is very much going to change the parameters within our life, as a sense. Now the next card, as we move into the future, what do we got? Three of Wands. Okay. Yeah, this is a different one. She's in a spacesuit. That always makes me think, and that's very much in accordance with Aquarius energy. We're out there when it comes to things that we look at, how we view things. They always give me a sense of sci-fi futuristic stuff that the Aquarius can live in and amongst, and they're okay with it. They're right up front with it. It's not something that's shocking to them per se. It's stuff that their mind can easily accept, is what they said. So the Three of Wands brings me to a point here where we have chosen a lane here. We're putting more energy into one area than another. And I feel like in the future we're putting more energy into our sci-fi area of our life. Now you can relate that in any way you want, but the sense here is we may be following synchronicities, finding little gems. They're showing me like the treasure at the end of the rainbow. We may be coming across answers in our life here in a huge way, that like Easter egg hunt, you know, oh, I found one here, I found one there, and it's leading us down a road of absolute amazement with the universal energies. And again, this is stuff that everybody's going to have to get on the train with. And I feel like Aquarius is going to get on that train and start riding it before anybody else knows where the hell they're going, you know? And I think it's just that explorer energy is what I get from here. It's like she's on a different planet going exploring. She's the first one that made it there alive, and she's going forward. This is what I'm getting from that energy. So that's it's explorative energy. Not only that, decision making to go forward in this new way. I feel like a tower comes to kind of shake us out of any loose strings that we might have had. They're going, there's some loose strings here that we're kind of pulling, and we need to cut those completely. So that's why the tower is here. Okay, let's get into the second row as I move the cards down here. We got the Wisdom of Night cards, and the first card on top of the King of Pentacles again. This is past energy, and I got a sense of somebody looking upon the Aquarius. On top of that energy, we got playful. How does this expand? Okay. I was saying, does this expand on the King of Pentacles energy or the Aquarian energy? They're going to King of Pentacles. There's a playful energy that is, while they're looking at you in a playful way, wanting to engage is the sense. Not literally, but wanting to come into your life and you know, play. And they're showing me cats rolling around and tumbling and, you know, running after balls with chimes in them, all this stuff. Like, they're showing me that. Like, I want light and free and easy. So this King of Pentacles may admire. Yeah, they cannot relate, right? Because we're talking about the Aquarian who's free to go off and explore lands that just other people... they're showing me this is the other end of the spectrum. This person is looking at you with a curious wonder and going, is it better over there? Is it better the way the Aquarius thinks? Is it better? And the sense that I get is this is a straight-laced person. You know, the tie, the suit, the medallion kind of says, you know, I'm in my place, in my box, and I've been rewarded for this, being in a box. But I wonder how it is outside. So again, past energy, playful energy. Okay, so that's expanding on that. So if we expand on the tower energy with the wisdom card, what do we get? We get deceit. So this tower will come as a result of deceit. So again, truths, right? So someone may have lied to us. We may have lied outward, and we may be exposed for this lie, or someone may be exposed to us for lying. And I feel like for the good people, right, for the good Aquarians, they're the ones that are getting the shocking news that someone betrayed them in the form of deceit. And if you're on the wrong side of the tracks, then you're deceiving others, and you will be found out for these things that you have done, these lies that you have put forth. As we move forward into the future, again, the Three of Wands, about exploring new territory. Whatever the tower brings about, I feel it sets us on a new trajectory, an exploratory trajectory. So the clarification on there is differences, yeah. And it's interesting because they show me very highly. This King of Pentacles of our past, I don't feel him coming to our future, frankly. But I do feel that he was looking upon us quite highly, and that is not who I am. Like, they're looking at the Aquarius going, I don't think I can relate here. I don't know if this was someone you were intimate with, someone who was platonic, someone who was just in passing, but they had a high intent and curiosity. Like, the energy links up to you highly, but an inability to relate, right? They like the playful, joyful expression that you give, but there's an inability to relate with this character at all. It's like apples and oranges here, right? This is a different, even though they're cats, like they're two human beings, that's a different breed altogether. I cannot relate to this, is the sense I get. Now, why that's important, I don't know. You'll have to search your psyche here. We'll see where the third row brings us. Because the tower is in the now. So this is going to happen quick, or it is happening, or it has just happened. Okay? So as we move into the third row here, the King of Pentacles energy, what do we get from the the Shaman's Dream Oracle. We get Stranger Curiosity. Wow, that adds up, right? So that I don't know why, there's a lot of readings where there's people looking at other people and going, what a strange animal that is, right? So this is the sense. For some reason, this King of Pentacles, a stranger though he may be, very curious about how you work, how you roll, how you do things. And I think it's because of the light energy that you may have if you're on that side. Yeah, because I'm getting they're opening the doors for the light side because that was my intent, right? The darker side I'm going to weave away from. So as we move into that energy, the King of Pentacles, again, a stranger that is curious about how easy it is for you to get into playful energy is really the sense that I get. And it makes them want to be more playful. But again, this is someone of our past. Why is that important? I guess you will know. Only you will know. So we end up with someone who's a stranger. I don't feel them coming forward. I feel it's just someone of importance, or they define themselves as highly important and they had a curiosity towards you. Now, as we move into the present, again, the Tower coming. There's deceitful energy. It's being exposed one way or another, whether we're the perpetrator using this deceitful energy or the one receiving it from somewhere else. There's deceit here. The Tower comes to expose that, and it may even dispel some belief systems that we may have within ourselves and release any little ties that we might have had holding us to certain belief systems and then moving us into a new territory. This is the sense that I get here. 11:01 a.m., 11:01. Yeah, that's highly... Sorry, my window's open, so you're going to get... I'm not in my quote-unquote studio. So, again, the Tower, deceit. What do we get for a clarification card here from the Shaman deck? Moon Maiden, New Beginnings. Yes. Clean slate. And you know what? Before I even started the readings, they gave me a visual of someone with a notepad. Big, huge notepad on the desk. And that's all I see is the notepad and the hands writing on it. And that notepad was full of scribbles. And there wasn't like a free spot on that page where you could write any words. It was just full. And then they showed me someone in slow motion ripping it off and starting new with a fresh page. So this is really what it is. It may be the release of a belief system altogether. That the Aquarius is just dropping and starting new. We're moving and going into uncharted territory here, but we don't care because we're built for this and we can go forward in it. And I think there's going to be a lot of adventures here once we truly do that. Release. There's some little stragglers. My mom used to call it little things that are hanging on to you that are kind of, we haven't let go. This is what the Tower's here for. This is what the shock and amazement is for. It's to get you to understand things with your clarity of thought and to make sure that the truth is seen from every angle. 360 truth. Okay. So the Moon Maiden talking about new beginnings, this is really where we're headed. How we perceive that and react to that may be different, but that's what's happening in the present moment. So as we move into the near future here, again, the Three of Wands, exploring new territory. This is different than where we came from. It's different than what we know, and it's different because it's going to create a new outlook in order to create a new life system. The differences card, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I feel like it's coming to a completion zone with anything that doesn't really jive with where we're headed. I feel like we were kind of veering off in the right direction, but we basically had someone just bump us and put us right on the rails and grab on and push us in the right way. I don't mean that literally as a person. I mean that as situations in life that have made us understand things in a completely different way, where we understand, okay, this is different, this is where I belong, and this is where I'm going. And we may have been just a little off track in the past. So the correlating card here from the Shaman's deck, overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Yeah, and it's going to lead us to a lot of inflowing energy is the sense I get, right? This energy, and it could be in the flood of emotions, because water to me is always about emotion. And when there's a waterfall, it can speak more to being about graceful energy, because there's a lot of flow here. That's, how do you say? Because they're showing me like a little waterfall with jagged rocks, and then they're showing like an overflow where there's peaceful, the water just, you know, follows gravity's rules, and it just flows in and it's smooth. That's the sense they're giving me, is once we let go of the strings of untruth here, then the flow will be like a waterfall. We will just go and traverse great territory, and also be overwhelmed with the amount of energy coming at us. I feel like the Aquarius may be on the cusp of this energy field, and they may have the rule book to how to get from here to there. They may not be able to recite it until they need it, is the sense I get. It's within them. They've yet to explore that, and that's what they're making a commitment to do in the future, and therefore they will succeed in this. And not only that, they're showing me trailblazing, like, opening, because they're walking and each foot is opening another foot of area, and then they move that other foot on the left side, then on the right, and it's opening new territory. This is what they're showing me. And each foot that they take, there is no fear in the Aquarius to transverse spheres here. And especially when it comes to the spiritual realm. This is where we are, in the physical spiritual realm. So that's concrete things in our physical world. And even though we're Aquarius and we can be up in our head, again, we have no problems doing this and being this way. It feels quite natural. This is where all of this stuff is going to be paying off for the Aquarius. I feel like the good-sided Aquarians are really going to make headway here. They're going to trailblaze for the others. This is the sense I get. So that overflow with overwhelm and plenty, I do feel emotionally we may be overwhelmed. You know, sometimes when people, how would you say, I can't even use church as an example anymore, because everything is going to get so out of whack here in the next beginning of 2024. I think it'll be mid-June, July. They're giving me June, end of June, till things settle down again, because they're going to have a religious war a little bit. I'm non-denominational, so I don't really conform to anyone. Other than, yes, there is a higher power, and yes, that higher power is the goodness for all. That's what I believe in. Now, this overwhelm and plenty. Sometimes when people truly understand from wisdom, grace, and compassion what that higher power can do, they become overwhelmed, because it's like they're sent up there and they can feel and sense everything as if it were God themselves looking down upon you, and then they get plunked back into this density, which is a lower frequency. And it's like we're going to have waves, the Aquarians are, of emotions, because if we, frankly, if we don't, we're not in the right place. If we are not emotionally turbulent at this time, we are not following the right path. So secondly, once we have this emotional turbulence, it's there to condition you to the new frequencies of compassion and thoughtfulness and healing. And in order to release, we need to release in order to rise into that new frequency of healing. So just like, like you kids, right? They stub their toe. They cry because it hurts. And after they cry, they feel better and they move forward stronger. Like, I'm not going to, stub my toe or whatever. Or, but if they hold it back, then it can come out in abruptive ways, and it messes up your field when you stunt that energy. You got to release it. There's people still not Some Aquarians still not. And frankly, if you're at this point and you're not on that side, the gates are closing. We've picked our lane, kind of thing. So for those that are on the right side, they will be in ups and downs, in the emotional centers. This was going through Pisces in the last reading, I think. Moments of mercy, like where you feel God's presence, where you feel how intricate and complicated and overwhelmingly beautiful the world is. You will start to feel this. And again, this is a wave everybody's going to catch sooner or later, right? This is the Aquarian going there first, is the sense I get. Yeah. So we end off with the Divine Animal Oracle. So what do we get for the Aquarian here? The armadillo, the sun, and we got Egyptian pyramids here. The armadillo is an animal, a creature that can scrounge in the dirt. They have a long tongue that goes into the tunnels of underground, right? Oh boy. And it can bring out the little things that can sustain over time. And that hard shell really protects them from a lot during this time. And again, they're talking about the groundedness. I feel like the Aquarian, even though they're grounding out, they're going to be destabilized. But they're not going to fall off their platform. It's the sense they've made it to this plateau. And though they may be a little ungrounded and then they get grounded, a little ungrounded, they're going to be more grounded than ungrounded, right, in their head. But they will be centered, is what they said. They may be out ungrounded, but they will be centered. There will be a focus that they're not going to be scattered in their energy. Though it will be in their head a lot. There's a lot of, I'm getting a lot of visuals going through, so your clairvoyance, look to that, look into that, and seek that out. A lot of Aquarians here can be way more powerful than they even realize, and that needs to be tapped into. You need to go forward and do that. It's groundbreaking, and the Aquarians can do it the most naturally. The Aquarians are the ones that can do it the most naturally out of most of them. They can go in areas and just feel comfortable being uncomfortable to a degree. It just looks graceful. And this is what I get. We're moving into the future, sci-fi and everything. Like, when I say sci-fi, I don't literally mean make-believe. I mean what other people deem as make-believe. The Aquarians just walk right in there and go, show it to me. I want to see. And then they start living it. And that's where I see this Aquarius going, if not on their way there right now. Now, again, this tower, I don't think we can have a tower without knowing it's there, but I feel like for some it may be more profound than others. And I think the profoundness comes from your karmic level here. If you have a lot of stuff to pay for in your past, this tower is going to be heavy. If you've paid your dues and you're going forward, trying to heal yourself and working on helping humanity, it may almost be unseen, but you will nonetheless be going into new territory. It'll just be, there's no speed bump here. You just continue going in the direction you're going, and the wonder is going to come here with the plenty that comes at you in those energetic zones. These are zones where abilities can be validated, where life lessons can be seen and clarified, where the results of hard work start to show, this kind of thing. So the armadillo is here. It's kind of like the sunshine card, but the word it gives is the groundedness. And the Aquarians may be more grounded in their life than they have ever been for being so far out there, quote unquote, in and amongst all of this mess having to do with intuition, insight, clairvoyance, all these abilities that we may be coming across. If we are focusing in this direction to develop these areas, there'll be wonderment here. So that's a good reading, Aquarius. That's your first reading. You got the bonus for having the most clicks, so I will be tapping into that one next. So take care, have fun, and be kind, and we will talk to you soon.